everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rhea Hope, the talk show and podcast with your host, Dr. Rhea, on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. And today's episode is going to be brought to you by Coach Shea White and Bulldog Fitness. You can find him on Facebook at SHAE White, WHITE. He's also on Instagram under Bulldog Fitness or Coach Shea White and Coach Shea White Photography. So thank you and shout out to Coach Shea White, located in Lewis Center, Ohio, who is my personal trainer, but he's also my son. So thank you so much. Everybody go find him on Facebook and Instagram and follow. In the studio today, I have the pleasure of having the CEO of Healing in Victory, Bobbi Chandler. Hey, Bobbi. Or do you want me to call you Chee?
Please call me Chee.
Okay. How are you doing today?
I'm excited.
You're excited? I'm excited to have you. So just a little bit about Chee. She has a foundation. It's called Healing in Victory. What I love is your mission statement. I'm just going to condense it though. It says that you want to eliminate the stigma associated with HIV, and you aspire to alleviate those challenges that people with HIV face in our community. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself and tell me about your story.
Well, I feel I've always had to take care of myself. I've always had to defend myself. So being raised up, being spoiled, you tell me no, we had a problem.
Yeah.
So I've acted out a lot. It wasn't until my mom actually passed away that I was like ashamed of some of my actions and things, but I still found myself looking for attention.
Okay.
And it didn't help that, you know, they would tell me like it was pretty and it was good. And you know, me being a caring person, I was like, well, I'm gonna go share it with everybody. So I did.
Wow.
So, you know, we fast forward and I ended up meeting this dude when I was working at Family Dollar. He was a mechanic.
Oh, okay.
And I asked him to come by and work on my car.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the house and he knocked on the door and asked me could he have some water.
Okay.
When I reached the refrigerator to give him the water, he grabbed me from the back and he raped me in my living room.
Oh my goodness.
Because the things that I already been through in my past, I didn't call it rape. It wasn't that to me. I even let him coerce me into believing that that wasn't what happened.
Wow.
So it actually turned into a little short-term fling. This was in October of 2019.
Okay.
By Thanksgiving, I didn't have enough energy to stand up straight, and I went to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I went Monday, and she was talking to me, and she was like, you know, well, let's check your urine. She called me to come back in on Tuesday, and she was like, well, you know, your urine is a little foggy. Let's draw your blood.
Okay.
Then she called me back in on Wednesday. At the time, I was going through, I used to have breast cancer, and they had found a mass. So I thought that she was going to tell me I had breast cancer. When I walked in, she was like, brace yourself. And I was like, what? And she said, you HIV positive. And the room went dark. Like, I lost my breath. Like, what did she just say? But although it was traumatizing,
Yeah.
I've never wanted to be here. So I was kind of looking forward to when she said that I had it. I wasn't educated, so I thought that I was going to die. But even when we was talking before I left out, I was like, well, you know, since I'm dying, I get some free stuff, right? And you know, she laughed. She's like, that's the Bobbi I know and love.
Yeah.
I never had, why me? I never wanted sympathy.
Right.
But when I first got diagnosed, I would tell people like, I got the one you can't get rid of. Don't say it, but that's it. I couldn't even say HIV when I first got diagnosed. And following year in 2020, my godson, his mom dropped him off and left him. So I had to start a court battle. And I never had a chance to really deal with my trauma from the HIV. So after I got him, I ended up getting jumped. I went to court, or I went downtown to try to file charges, and they told me I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Then their mom walked up in the house and snatched the baby when I had custody. I went downtown, tried to press charges. They said I couldn't.
Right.
It was just like every time I tried to do the right thing and speak up for myself, there was always a roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
So as time went on, and I started to learn to love myself having HIV, like I always felt like since I never wanted to be here, there's been so many times that God has been like, oh really, bro, you're gonna fight for your life. So to me, when I go through things, I just be like, here I grow again.
Yeah.
You know, I don't let things take me down or hold me down. But after all the things I went through and I felt like nobody protected me, when I would talk to people and tell them I have HIV, you know, you could see a look go across their face like, but I would be so open about it. I would be like, you know, yoo-hoo, listen to the message, not the messenger. But what really made me want to speak up was no man seemed to care that I have it.
Wow.
If I tell you I'm undetectable, they was like, bet, let's go do it right now. And it wasn't until I actually had sex with somebody who had HIV that I was like, ugh, you nasty, you out here slanging that stuff and you ain't even got yourself protected. And I had to look in the mirror like, well, what you doing? I said, you know what, you're right. So I had to kind of look within myself, and I was like, there's people that I would like to be able to speak up for and protect. And that's when I came up. I was just laying in bed one night and I just came up with HIV, like healing and victory. So it was more so I just want to speak up for people who can't speak up for themselves, because to me, having HIV made me learn to love myself.
Right.
I have no problem telling nobody I have it. And if you have a problem with me having it, then
that's a personal problem, right?
But you would be surprised how many people are not educated.
Yeah.
Like, people talk to me like, oh, you're gonna die, and I'm like, so that's how I came up with Healing and Victory, was to spread HIV awareness and try to encourage people to get tested.
Wow. I love that Healing and Victory, because it, even though it may not be faith-based, it appears to be with that Healing and Victory, the logo, just the words that you chose, just your story. It's going to help so many people. What events do you have coming up with Healing and Victory? Because we need the community to get involved in this, because right now, HIV in the Black and brown community is rampant.
Yes.
Like you said, there's so many people out there who just don't care to protect themselves. And it's probably because of lack of education, like you stated. And then some people just don't care about life. We turn on the news every day and we see these kids killing each other with these guns. We see rap videos that are promoting promiscuity, violence, getting all the girls, getting all the guys, getting BBLs. Like, we have so many things in the media that are pressed on our younger generation. So let's talk about Healing and Victory, the foundation, and then events that you have that's going to help break that stigma in the Black community.
Well, I really, I'm planning Healing and Victory as a back to school event to spread HIV awareness at Nelson Park on August 4th. I'm reaching the middle to high school kids because I myself grew up being promiscuous, not because my mom didn't love me, but because I thought she didn't love me.
Okay.
So I made a lot of bad decisions, which got me to where I'm at right now. So I would just like to encourage the kids. For one, I would try to talk them into not having sex, period.
Right.
But, if you really feel you got to do it, protect yourself. I see so many people who, I'll be like, why don't you go get tested? And they'll be like, if I got it, I don't even want to know. What? So that's what made me decide to do the event and have free pop-up testing there.
Okay.
So it's going to be the health department and Equitas and AHF is going to be there to provide free testing.
Great. That's awesome.
I am so excited. I am so excited.
So how, after you got this diagnosis, how did it affect your mental health? Because you said you were dealing with things prior to the HIV diagnosis within your family. So how did the actual diagnosis affect you, and how did you turn it around to where you say, you know what, I'm not a victim, I'm going to do something about this and I'm going to help other people?
I never felt like a victim.
Okay.
When it happened to me, I really felt like it was HIV or death. I'll take HIV, Your Honor. It gave me another chance to look at myself, and I felt like God just kept on giving me chances. There were so many times in the past that I was suicidal.
Okay.
And before I even left doctor's appointments, people would just come out of nowhere and pray for me.
Yeah.
I was in a toxic relationship and I wanted out, and I kept praying. My car got hit by 3 deer, and it only dented my fender. And that was when my walk with God began, and I got out and kissed the ground and looked up and was like, don't go back over there no more. I got you.
Yeah.
I wasn't raised in church.
Okay.
But God showed up when I most needed him, was like, look, you ain't getting it together. I'm going to carry you until you get it together. But when he put me down, I can't take my life for granted anymore.
No, you can't. I
have a positive attitude no matter what I go through. Even we having HIV, I go down to where I go pick my meds up, and there'll be like a little area where people are waiting, and I just be through there swinging like, I have HIV. And they be looking at me like, but I want to encourage people, because to me, the only reason you should have a problem with me having HIV is if you want to have sex with me. And even then, don't take my word for it, because I tell you that I'm undetectable. My thing is, I've always looked for love. Yeah. Once I got HIV, I found love. So now that I love myself, my choices are better. Good. I feel better about myself, and I feel more confident to encourage people to not just roll with it because you think a person look good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get to know a person. And even now, I'm so focused on my mental health that I don't want to be involved in a relationship with nobody.
Right.
I just got permanent custody of both of my 2 guy kids, and to me, I don't want to let what goes on the outside interfere with what's going on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then with my sister having special needs, my patience is tested a lot, boy, because people look at her and see special needs. I see a sister.
Yes.
So I feel like my patience is always being tested. But you know, one of the biggest things, Ray, that made me heal, that really helped me, was parenting classes.
Wow.
It helped me to realize, I didn't realize how much my mom loved me until I took parenting. I didn't realize how messed up I was from the lack of having proper parenting until I took the parenting classes. So now I strive to make my word be what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I want my name to mean something. But also at my event, which I hope all the kids come out, everybody get free hugs. Everybody. Yeah. I don't care what color, what size, I don't care what you got going on. But I'm so excited. I've been finding these little body bumps. Yeah. You can like put the bubbles on, and I thought maybe the kids could like bump against each other, try to get some of that anger out, you know? But also, I'm gonna have a pastor come out. It's not, you know, forced, but I want them to have a booth so, you know, the kids can come and get prayed for. Yeah. You know, it's really important to me that even if you don't have faith, try to incorporate God in everything you do. Because to me, without him, I'm nothing.
Yeah. Well, I can say I've been knowing Chee since school. And to see you today versus back then, it brings tears to my eyes. Because I've always had a soft spot for Chee. I've always, you know, hey Chee Chee, as I used to call you now.
See, I was trying not to cry.
But to see your growth and to see the person that you are now, I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You are not a victim.
Nope.
You are doing so much to help people, but you are inspiration, Chee.
I try
and don't you let this beat you down, because Yah is a healer.
You're like a beat.
He is a healer.
I can't be broken.
I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of, and I want to give you your flowers today. I'm so proud of you. And I love the person that you have grown to be, and the fact that you've taken on these kids and your sister, and you've making it about helping people. I'm so proud of you. You're not the same person that you were. God is good, y'all.
Amen.
I mean, people always say we have these tests and these trials and these tribulations, and that we go through this mess. But when I tell you that you cannot have a message without the mess, Chee is a prime example. Bobbi is a prime example. She has turned that pain into purpose. And the fact that she's willing to just put her personal needs to the side to help our community, to help her family, that says a lot. And we thank you for allowing God to use you in that way. I'm so proud. I can't wait to give you a big hug when this is over, but I'm so proud of you. But let's give the people your Cash App information or your email address, phone number, because we want the community to come out and support you. We know that there are some people out there who may be scared, like you said, to go and get checked and get a diagnosis. But it's better to know than to not know. So if you are in fear, you can call a friend, you can call a mentor, someone. You can call Chee, and go with someone. Get tested together. But it's better to know than to not know, because you can change the trajectory of the illness by proper care, proper diet, working out. They have medications out there now, so you want to give yourself a chance. If you don't get tested, excuse me, and you go and have full-blown AIDS, then you decrease your chances of surviving this disease. So let's break the stigma. Let's go get tested. And Chee, what is your information for people to reach out to you?
My Cash App is Healing in Victory, and my phone number is 614-735-2077. And then my email is healinginvictory@aol.com.
Okay. And then let's talk about the HEAL, the HEAL.
Yes. That's one of the ways in which my heal process is how I cope with having HIV. So I'm trying to, it's more, so to me, having HIV helped me heal as a person, it helped me heal a lot of things that I have been through. So with heal, it's to accept that you have HIV, enhance that you have it, align your diagnosis, absorb it, and then link with doctors so that you can get all whatever information that you need, support groups, which also I'm starting a support group as well for HIV. I never had a support group in which I felt comfortable with. Normally I am in a support group. So I've joined a couple of support groups that didn't really get me where I needed to be. But now I feel like I'm not going to break down. I'm not going to be able to take home with me what people is going through. And this is honestly like my first time I ever got to actually tell my story. I usually just listen to what other people go through.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad that you use this platform to tell your story. We would love to have you back to come on and talk more about the event. But now I want to get into, when you were going through this, did you have a support system? Did you have some people in your corner to say, hey, we're here to help you?
No. I have joined, I've taken programs, like I took parenting, the instructor in the parenting class, we became cool, my counselor, my psych doctor, I call them my 9-to-5ers. You know, they're not people that, if I'm in crisis, that I'll reach out to except for my counselor. Most things I go through myself. I don't really tend to call up nobody. Sometimes, really, if I don't even have to be in a bad place. If I just need to talk, I'll call the suicide hotline.
Okay.
And they'll be like, ma'am, you're not in crisis. We need to free this line. And I'd be like, well, if you hang up on me, I'm going to be in crisis.
Right.
You know? So, really, with me, I second guess myself a lot. So I really just need to hear it coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Nobody can influence or deter me from what it is that I want to do. So feedback really ain't important to me.
Okay.
I just need to hear myself say it so I can kind of get my thoughts together.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about that. Don't have the support that they need. So with Chee, as she stated earlier, you can contact her. But also there are other places that you can call and contact. You can also email Raya's Raise a Light Foundation, and we will help get you a mentor that will help you go through this process once you're diagnosed. We also want to join forces with Healing and Victory for any future events or for mentoring for that, because we focus on mental health. She focuses on breaking the stigma of HIV in our community, so we can join forces to help like people, people like Chee with HIV diagnosis. But also we want to take it a step further than that. You know, we can provide you with resources if you are suicidal. If you are having any questions about where to get tested, we want to provide those resources for you as well. So how can people get in contact with you directly? Do you want them to use your phone number and the AOL email? Do you have any Facebook, Instagram pages?
Yes, I have Healing and Victory on Facebook, but to me, I'm a hands-on type person.
Okay.
So whatever way you feel is the best way to reach out to me, then reach out to me and I'm there. Even if you need to get a ride to go get tested, or if you just got diagnosed and you need somebody to sit there while you cry, I got you. But I don't sit and hold your hand and help you cry. We can sit and talk about what you're going through, but then we also got to figure out how we're going to fix it. And one of the best ways that I deal with what I'm going through is my sense of humor is a little different than everybody else's, you know, so you have to be ready for all that. Because one of the ways that I also cope is, you know, I told you, I got that killer, you know. People be a little bit offended, like, what you talking about? You, every woman say they got that killer. No, and the government said, I got that killer, you know. So I try to influence other people who have it, like, just have a better attitude about having it. It's not like you can go somewhere and get rid of it, you know? So let's collaborate and we can all joke and talk trash, and maybe if we had a better attitude about it, more people will be willing to go get tested.
Okay. So do you have any type of support groups for Healing and Victory? Or is that
No.
something that you're thinking about doing?
Actually, I'm thinking about starting them before my event, because I didn't have a support group. They were all on like a group chat.
Okay.
So 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting group checks like, I'm sick, huh? What kind of group is this? No. And plus, I want to be able to look at a person and experience what they're going through.
Right.
I want to be there for you. I don't want to feel disconnected by talking on the phone.
Okay. All right. Good. So I know you mentioned in passing that you had breast cancer. How are you doing with the breast cancer, and is everything okay with that?
Yeah, I found 2 masses on my left breast, and I'm a previous breast cancer survivor. So
Okay.
rather than, they say come back in 6 months and we'll do a biopsy.
Okay.
I said, no, I got kids, just take them off.
Okay.
But baby, I was not prepared. I didn't have no help. The day I had my surgery, I went to the grocery store and spent $80.
Oh.
So as I went on, I started getting mad because I had no help. And just like my mom passed, nobody stuck around. I got mad and I had to say, girl, what are you mad for? This is the time that God is telling you you need to turn to Him, not man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for my motto. Okay, here I grow again. So I sucked it up, and I mean now I still think I'm sexy. Cause
You are.
before, you know, because when I had them tits, bro, they was like flabby. Like I take my bra off, they drop like an album. You know, so now that I don't have none, I can wear them cute little sexy shirts that I could be like, hey. But I mean, honestly, it even improved my self-esteem. So I can't really say that I'm even having no problem. I wouldn't encourage nobody to get them cut off if they don't have to, because boy, that was a challenge. But and I'll be joking because I'll be having to wear a strap. Sometimes I still get like a little tight around here, and I'll be at the corner store or something. I'll be like, let me get my strap, and I'll pull my shirt off and take my strap off, and they'll be laughing like, oh, we thought you was. Yeah, I know.
I love your positive attitude. You have a positive attitude about all the trials and tribulations and things that you're going through. It's amazing. Like I said, you are such an inspiration. And if there's anything that we can do to help you, please do not hesitate to reach out. Again, you can reach her at healingindvictory@aol.com. Cash App is Healing in Victory. And then give them your phone number again.
614-735-2077.
2077. So please reach out. Like she said, if you are thinking about getting tested, she will go with you and give you the support that you need. A lot of people in our community do not have that support, but please get tested. It doesn't take long, and it's better to know than to not know. Again, if you need more information, you can visit us on Instagram at ReyesRaiseALight_FDTN, on Facebook at ReyesRaiseALight.info. You can also connect with us on our email at connect@ReyesRaiseALight.info, and our website is www.ReyesRaiseALight.info. So before we wrap up here, I just wanted to give you some words of encouragement. And these words of encouragement are going to come from Jeremiah 17:14. And it says, heal me, O Lord, and I will be healed. Save me, and I will be saved, for you are the one that I praise. And what that means is that, sometimes we are dealing with things in our flesh and in our heart, and we may get discouraged. But just know that Yah has the final say, and we cannot fail with Him as being our source of strength. So we ask that He strengthens our heart, strengthens our faith, and just give us the peace that we need to know that He is able to turn things around on our behalf. So again, keep the faith, pray, make sure you go get tested. Make sure that you take care of yourselves and your bodies. And a lot of people don't know, but there are new medications and things in the HIV world that can actually make you undetectable, as she said.
Yes.
And what medications did you take that helped you be undetectable?
I'm on Biktarvy right now, but I tried that shot, that Cavanova.
Okay.
We'll just say people have their own experiences with that.
Okay. So talk to your provider. The first step again is getting tested. So come to reality. Okay. We all have trials, tribulations. It's okay. Look, we're going to break the stigma, and it's going to start with Healing and Victory and Bobbi Chandler. So thank you so much, Bobbi, for coming on today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. We would love to have you back. And don't forget that on August the 4th at Nelson Park, is that 10 to 3 p.m.?
Yes.
She's going to have the Healing and Victory event where teens, and what's the ages?
It's from middle to high school, but I'm actually looking for people to perform in a talent show.
Okay. So reach out to her if you want to perform in the talent show, if you want to be a vendor, you want to donate some things, please reach out to Chee. She's going to need toiletry. She's going to need pop and balloons.
So we're going to have a balloon release at 2:45.
Okay.
Dedicated to everybody who's been affected by HIV or AIDS.
Okay. Yeah. This is going to be a great event. Make sure that you bring the kids out. And it's okay to talk to your kids about HIV, AIDS, and things that's going on in our community, because actually the age for patients now with HIV diagnosis is starting to decrease. We're also seeing an uptake in senior citizens, because for some reason senior citizens think that they can go out and be sexually explicit or sexually involved, and it can't happen to them. But we are seeing an uptake in senior citizens with HIV diagnosis as well as teens, because now teens are starting to be sexually active at a younger age and they are not protecting themselves. So please speak to your loved ones about this. Make it a group effort. Everybody get tested. Know your status.
Encourage abstinence.
Encourage abstinence.
You won't have to go through all this.
Yes.
Because emotions get caught up, and then you try to leave, and you be like, well, I really care.
Right.
And then before you know it, you're in a situation you can't get out of.
That's right. So everybody, thank you so much, Bobbi, for joining us again. We appreciate you. Thank you so much to tuning in to Ray of Hope, the talk show and podcast. It's been a great conversation, and get tested.
I wish I could see the inside of here. I feel like I'm really in a radio room. Like,
You are.
I wish I could see the setup.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.